He's getting older.
You gotta be bleeping me!
Oh, hit the full button!
But not wiser. This is the Lefty Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the Lefty Show, episode number 32. Welcome, one and all. Today is Monday, the 9th of June in the year of our spaghetti monster, 2014. Welcome, one. Welcome, all, again, to the Lefty Show. I thank you all for watching, liking, favoriting, and commenting on YouTube. Helping and subscribing as well, helping the channel grows, helps the show grow, in case you didn't know that. Thank you to everybody that's been sharing the show with your friends, family, and co-workers on YouTube, and coming soon, very soon, to iTunes. We'll get to that in a bit. And thank you to everybody that's been donating, helping out the show. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions. If you want to help out the show, that's a great way to do it. All donations are greatly and graciously appreciated. And I thank all of you for doing that. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions. There's a link in the description, or you can just go there yourself. You can follow me on Twitter at Lefty643. Twitter.com/Lefty643 is where you stay updated on everything that is Lefty. That is my YouTube channel. That is General Musings. That is the Lefty Show. Everything is all there for you. Twitter.com/Lefty643 or just at Lefty643. But that's right, baby. That's what I said. I said it. You heard it right. You heard it right. The Lefty Show, now on iTunes. Well, here's the deal. We're not officially on iTunes yet. I've created, what I've done is created an RSS feed, or, created an account and bought hosting to create an RSS feed. And it's leftyshow.podbean.com. I'll throw the link in the description if you want to subscribe to that RSS feed. You can do it manually through iTunes, and I'm pretty sure there are plenty of Android apps through which you can subscribe to the RSS feed. Once again, that's leftyshow.podbean.com is where you can go. That's where you'll find episodes. The episodes will probably make it up before they make it onto YouTube, to be perfectly honest. But here's the deal. So what happened was, Podbean, I've been talking about this a lot, taking donations to help with hosting costs. And Podbean recently launched, for people that have a paid account with them, they launched a new thing, a new tier of hosting service. And what this is, it is completely unlimited hosting for like $10 a month, $10 a month. $8 billed annually, $10 month to month. And initially I saw the email and I was like, okay, well, it's not, there is technically an unlimited plan, because the big deal is how they get you with hosting stuff is they say, look, it's an unlimited bandwidth, unlimited plan. You're like, oh shit, unlimited, so I can upload as much as I want. And they say, well, you find out later, if you don't look at everything, you find out later that you can only upload a certain amount a month. Everything else, the bandwidth, you won't technically be punished for a popular podcast, meaning the traffic streaming the actual show to however many people is unlimited, and the month-to-month or aggregate storage space is unlimited. But what's limited is the amount you can upload a month. But they still call it an unlimited plan because technically it kind of is. Excuse me, I changed up my my routine today. Usually I work out after the Lefty Show, but I worked out before recording it today. That's why we're going up a little bit later in the day. And I ran today, and my my lungs and stuff from breathing, gasping for life partway through my run has myself a little bit parched, we'll say, or my my vocal cords for some reason a little bit taxed. Anyway, it technically is an unlimited plan, but it's not really. And that was the hang up for the Lefty Show being hosted, because on a week-to-week podcast, if you do once a show a week, even twice a week, only audio, if you get a gigabyte a month, if that's your monthly upload limit on your quote unlimited plan, it's not a big deal. But for a show that's 5-6 days a week, we only did 5 shows last week, or I only did 5 shows last week, but this week back in the saddle, probably going to shoot for 6. That eats up tremendously, right? That's gone immediately. So that was the hang up for the Lefty Show, and Podbean, a service which I enjoy in my time with them. That's not why I called, dealing with them, not at all a difficult prospect. It was I was like, okay, well, this won't work for the Lefty Show. I got to find another way. I either got to pay $200 a month for hosting for true unlimited, or find another way. And Podbean recently is rolling out, I think in response to SoundCloud and a few other hosting services that do this, completely unlimited audio only. You don't get all the bells and whistles in terms of customization that you do with other Podbean tiers, but for $8 to $10 a month, you've got the Lefty Show. So what I did yesterday was I upload every single goddamn episode of the Lefty Show to Podbean. It is all there. All 31 episodes are there now. So if you go subscribe, you will have them available to download. Again, that's leftyshow.podbean.com. And every subsequent show, like this show, number 32 and number 33 and number 34 and 35 and 30, and on and on and on down the line, will be added to that RSS feed. Now, that RSS feed has been submitted to iTunes, because just because you submit an RSS feed does not mean that it shows up immediately on iTunes. You can manually subscribe to the RSS feed via iTunes, but it won't show up on the iTunes store until it's approved. So I submitted it for approval. Hopefully, it did not take that long, but that's not why you called. I submitted it yesterday. Hopefully, everything went through correctly. And hopefully sometime this week, the Lefty Show will be on the iTunes store. But the RSS feed is up. If you have a different podcasting app or RSS feed aggregating app of your choice, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to use iTunes. You don't need to wait for iTunes. Just go to leftyshow.podbean.com, and I believe you can do it from there, or I believe you just add /feed, and that's the RSS feed link. So the important part is this, right? I'm footing the bill for hosting, which admittedly is not that bad, but I'm still taking donations. imraising.com/643productions. If you guys, subscribe, the big thing is downloads. When we get on iTunes, downloads and stuff, and the reason, downloads and ratings, and the reason that's a big deal is because that's something that I can, something I can sell to potential advertisers, something I can sell to, companies. I prefer to, I know a lot of people have been contacting me, like, I've got this I'd like to promote, and I greatly appreciate it. But my mind's eye is thinking that there's more, I don't want to say legitimate, but I don't want to promote YouTube channels. And that's not like more for me, none for everybody else. It's just while it's good practice to get reads in and stuff like that, I would like it to start immediately posting or doing reads for actual companies with products, as opposed to, go check out this guy, he's got gameplay commentaries, and then, the guy turns around, he's like, well, I spent whatever, $50. I spent $50 for you to do a read, and, I'm not top of the game on YouTube. And it's like, well, yeah, advertising a YouTube channel on a podcast, maybe not the best idea. A product, though, is different. I've learned of tons of products through advertising on podcasts, radio shows, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And if you want to help out in that way, the big thing is like, look, I can go to advertisers and say, hey, here's the deal, right? The show, it's about 4,000 to 5,000 views on YouTube. I don't know what the long tail is, because, I've barely had a month of long tail views. I don't know what the long tail is on the podcast. But 4,000 to 5,000 views, plus, you get this amount of downloads on iTunes. You're there, and this many plays on Podbean. And ratings, the ratings help out because that helps with seeding and how other people find the show via promotion in other podcasting apps, iTunes Store, etc. So downloads and ratings coming soon. I'll let you guys know. You can follow me on Twitter to stay updated on all that. I will let you guys know about all the things that we do there. So I'll let you know when we get up onto the iTunes Store, and you guys can go subscribe there and download and rate all the shows and take the Lefty Show with you wherever you go. It's pretty cool. It's really nice to see like something outside of YouTube, something outside of my business or what I do existing in a construct that is completely independent of YouTube, because as we've learned over the last day, YouTube is kind of a tenuous existence, because I mean every YouTuber knows that. Every YouTuber, anybody who makes their living on YouTube knows that they are essentially a cottage industry, despite being contractors technically. And their channels, YouTube is very authoritarian in their execution of their terms of service guidelines, etc. If they don't like you, or if their algorithms, more aptly put, if their algorithms don't like you, you're done. You're gone off YouTube. And you've got to go to your multi-channel network, or if you have a YouTube liaison, or you have to go to the Google support forums, good fucking luck, and try to get your channel reinstated or try to get a video reinstated. So for those of you that don't know, what happened was over the last day, there have been a slew of channels just completely wiped from existence. Now, we're not talking like some guy who's breaking street date on video games constantly. We're not talking some guy who's trying to upload porn to YouTube. We're talking about channels like Gold Glove TV. Goldie had apparently three channels. Goldie is really, really doing well for himself. He's in that whole. He's got his own little crew going. I'm talking about him like they're in the mob or something. Please, they're a glorified crew, but he's got his own little crew, and then he rolls with the larger family, let's say, or his capo regime is Eat My Diction, Gassy Mexican, La Renene, and I think there's a few others in there. Doing really well. They all stream together, play together a lot, create funny content that many people, hundreds of thousands of people, going on millions of people enjoy. And all three of his channels, gone. Gone. Now, apparently, the justification for this is there's a whole bunch of shit going on, a whole bunch of things behind the scenes on YouTube that dictate whether your channel exists or it doesn't. Never mind succeeding. We won't even talk about succeeding. We're talking merely about existing or not existing. And number one, content ID. If the content ID system, for whatever reason, flags a bunch of your content, you could well and truly be fucked tomorrow. And that's just the way it is. And you can try your best to deal with that. It's either delete the videos or try to get them removed and go toe to toe with YouTube/Google, or your channel's just gone. None of those options are nice. None of those options are palatable to somebody who makes their living off of views. Content, a video I uploaded 6 months ago may not be doing really well, but it gets views here and there, and here and there. And handful here, handful there. All right. And if you multiply that by, I think I've got 1,800 some odd videos, okay, that's a little something. And search engine optimization is all that stuff. And that's why it's like, oh, well, that video was 6 months ago. What do you care? Content ID, you're done. No, there's a lot more to it than that. So content ID is one. Number two, false flagging algorithms. YouTube, run by Google now, or owned by Google, and run by Google. What the fuck am I talking about? But They have an affinity for algorithms. They are really savvy. Of course, savvy. I mean, writing an algorithm is not easy, I would assume. Talking complete authority of ignorance here. But they're very fond of algorithms. Not hiring flesh and blood people, because flesh and blood people cost money. They need benefits. You've got to, you got to put them in your ball pit at Google headquarters, and they're going to be whiny, and they've got problems, and you got to listen to them, and if you got to hire the right amount of people in certain backgrounds and demographics, otherwise you're racist or sexist or prejudiced in some way. It's just a pain in the ass hiring humans. I get it, Google. I get it. Hiring humans is a pain in the ass. It's much more, buzz term, efficient. It's much more efficient to just pay some guy a lot of money up front to write an algorithm and then make, just little subtle tweaks to that algorithm as you see fit. So YouTube has a flagging system for inappropriate content, abusive content, all these kinds of things. And sometimes it's like a hybrid system. There are people that actually review flags. However, if everybody flags a video, the algorithm just says, oh, this has got to be something, and the video is taken down. And if that happens enough, a channel can get taken down just by the algorithm saying, oh, man, this must be that. I'm seeing a lot of this. This must, probability speaking, from a statistical standpoint, this number of flags means that is 98%, 94% probable that it actually is offensive content that violates whatever this flag is supposed to be. So bam, done. All right, no questions asked. We'll review it later. But what can happen is that system is easily abused. And good, honest, hardworking YouTubers, good, honest, hardworking Americans, good, honest, hardworking YouTubers, never done anything wrong, never stepped wrong, technically speaking, can have entire videos, entire playlists chock full of videos taken down, and as a result of the takedowns, their channels terminated. And on top of that, there is just YouTube saying, if you are caught in violation of our terms of service, we're going to fuck you. So let's say that you get some bullshit claims that the algorithm flags a bunch of your videos and you have enough strikes as a result of that, let's say you got your Gold Glove. You've got 3 channels. This isn't what happened with Gold Glove, but let's say you got 3 channels, right? All doing really well. Well, one of them gets taken down due to some bullshit flagging. Ah, shit. Okay. Well, YouTube's terms of service also say that you can't be in possession of other YouTube accounts after you have been terminated. So if you have one terminated account and you've got 2 other in good standing, just because that one is terminated, never mind, it's bullshit. Oh shit, your account was terminated. Yeah, it's bullshit algorithm stuff, but now you are bootstrapped into being in violation of this part of the terms of service, and now we will take down fucking everything you own. Goodbye, get off YouTube. Have fun getting your channels back. Good luck. That is what happened with Gold Glove, but the reason for it was different. Gold Glove in I think this was Black Ops days, 2010, maybe 2011, had an original channel that got some strikes on it, got taken down, and he started a new one. And he has been over the last, I don't know a number, but I know that Goldie has been doing really well over the last year. At least in the last year, he's been killing it. And everybody apparently, the multi-channel network or whatever, forgot about that previous channel, YouTube included, that previous channel that had been terminated. So technically speaking, Goldie was found to be in violation of this terms of service, bootstrapped into it because of perhaps some bullshit flagging done on that original channel 4 years ago. And now because of, and here's the final part to ways you can get utterly and truly fucked on YouTube, because apparently there are accounts run by people independent, that exist independent of Google or YouTube. They are not Google/YouTube employees, but they are like Wikipedia, completely editable by the populace. However, there are some editors on Wikipedia that are given special treatment. It's like, oh, you're like a thing on Wikipedia. You are part of an institution. You're like, oh, I mean, you're not a Wikipedia employee, but oh, you're that guy. Oh, okay. We know Wikipedia, the admins and moderators, and even the people that read Wikipedia can trust that what you say, what you do on Wikipedia is pretty much okay. You get the benefit of the doubt. That's what you get. You are like a police officer testifying in court. Police officers' eyewitness testimony is given more weight than you or me, than you or I. Is that bullshit or not in the court of law? Well, that's a whole different discussion. It's a whole different thing. But the idea of the benefit of the doubt on Wikipedia also exists, apparently, in Google product forums. So if you are in control of an account that is, quote, trusted, supposedly, this is what I've heard from, secondary, tertiary sources, you can go around flagging content, and when the Google algorithm sees, hey, this trusted account, this benefit of the doubt account flagged this video or flagged this channel or says that this channel is doing that, Google will go look at it. Or it might even go so far, I don't know this exactly, that Google just trusts them implicitly and says, oh, okay, boop, goodbye. Done, gone, goodbye. And, it just really sucks. First of all, I like GoldGlove. I mean, I don't know the dude. Dude has no idea who the fuck I am. I like watching his streams with the whole Gassy Mexican Eat My Diction crew. I like watching his DayZ stuff. I know he streams a lot of DayZ, and that's fun to watch. I'll pop in there when I've got a free moment. And I like watching his stuff. And now that's Twitch content. So he still exists on Twitch TV. But the idea, just waking up and realizing, holy shit. Half of my business, let's say it's half of of the Gold Glove business model, whatever it is, right? Twitch, YouTube, I don't know what else he's doing, sponsorship deals, all this stuff, whatever, negligible at this point. Let's say it's just Twitch and YouTube, right? Half of it is gone. And just gone. Without warning, without any notification of any kind, without any kind of due process. Gone. Just fucking gone. And no, before you say, oh, YouTube terms of service, not the government. No, you can't negotiate away your right to due process. That's not one of the ones you can give up. Here, put it this way. We'll put it this way because I hear this a lot from people, free speech. It's like, well, the NBA, Donald Sterling talked a lot about it. Probably latent racist white Americans. Donald Sterling is having his free speech. Praise be to Dale. Donald Sterling is having his free speech infringed upon by the NBA. It's like, well, no, it's not a free speech issue. But other people are saying, well, Donald Sterling is being denied due process here. You can't just do that to somebody. And a lot of people shot back with, they just happen to be ultra liberals. Shot back with, well, it's the NBA. The NBA isn't bound by due process. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Otherwise, here's the way to think about it. And it works perfectly, the imagery with the NBA. And you'll know what I'm talking about in a second. Could somebody contract with the NBA to say, be a slave? Could I contract legally with the NBA to say, look, I want to be your servant. I want indentured servitude. I want to be an indentured servitude to you. Is that contract, 1, legal, 2, enforceable? No. Same thing with due process. You can't just negotiate away due process. You can't be denied due process because it's just private citizen with private corporation. Due process applies to that too. Due process is everywhere. Bullshit is everywhere. Bullshit is rampant. Same thing with due process. Due process is everywhere. Due process is rampant. You can't just say, I give up my right to due process. We as a society have said, no. No, you cannot, because that's not a good precedent to set. You can't give people the ability to just start negotiating away their rights because people are stupid and other people are smart, and the smart people will really, smart people fuck stupid people all the time. You're always getting fucked. That's just a way of life. However, if we added into that the ability to start negotiating away your rights, unalienable rights, previously, heretofore, unalienable rights, the smart people would start fucking the stupid people on a level orders of magnitude above what it is now. So no, you cannot sign away in a private contract with a private corporation or another private person, private citizen. You cannot negotiate away your right to due process. The contract itself is due process. That's why it's called a contract. Anyway, without due process, just half of your business goes away one day. You just wake up and boop, gone. I feel my heart goes out to Gold Glove as somebody in the YouTube business, not to that degree, but somebody in the business. Fuck. You know, it's awful. I hope he gets his channels back. Now, there is recourse for this, hopefully. There is going to be some process by which Gold Glove is going to try to get his channel back. That's going to happen. I tried to suppress a burp there, my voice changed, and it sounded kind of funny. I've got to research like speaking techniques for like radio guys, because sometimes I'll just feel a carbonate, like a bubble, just start moving its way up. And when you hear me do that a lot, some people have noticed it. It's not just me being a weirdo. Well, I mean, I am a weirdo, but that's a burp trying to. I don't have a cough button. I don't have an immediate mute. I have to turn a dial to do that. I don't know what way could I get a mute button set up. Anyway, I don't have one of those, and so that thing where it sounds like I'm always trying to catch my breath is me trying to suppress a burp because I don't want to burp directly into the microphone. So this time, while it was happening, while I was talking about my heart going out to Gold Glove, I felt a burp coming up, and I said, "All right, no, here we go. This is fucking crunch time here. Here's what we're gonna do. You are not going to go to your de facto, just try to swallow enough air to suppress, like just beat it back fucking down into your stomach. You're going to try to talk over it and just let it kind of bleed out." And it resulted in, I don't know, maybe some compression on my vocal cords and my voice went up an octave or something like that. Anyway, I've got to find a way to get rid of that. Speaking of weird vocal things and just, you know, personal stuff that a lot of people deal with, Katie gave me the greatest single hiccup remedy ever. Okay, are you ready for this? Write it down. Get your pen out. I don't know if this is public knowledge. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like, I'm this smart. I don't know if this is public knowledge. I'm just doing my part to move society forward. All right, you got the hiccups, whether you're drunk or you just get the hiccups in the morning or something, and it's fucking awful. Having the hiccups is a universally awful experience. Nobody likes having the hiccups. It's not really bad. It's not hurting you, but it's just fucking awful. For many reasons. You can't string a sentence together without sounding like a drunkard. And you're like, I'm not drunk, I promise. And it's just, you're losing control of your body. And there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. And it's infuriating, at least for me. And you're motherfucker. Here's what you do, all right? You go get a teaspoon or tablespoon, depends on how much you like peanut butter, creamy, not chunky, okay? I know some of you weirdos out there like your chunky peanut butter or your extreme chunky peanut butter. Get that shit out of here. Get yourself, if you only keep it, it stays forever. Peanut butter's good for fucking ever, I think. These statements not reviewed by the FDA. But, you know, get yourself a small thing of creamy. If you like chunky, get yourself a small thing of Jif or whatever store brand creamy peanut butter, the smallest one, and just keep it around for this purpose. What you do is you get a tablespoon, teaspoon. I like peanut butter, so I go tablespoon. And you fill it up. Right? Not like a gargantuan, you know, like peanut butter bukkake. You don't want peanut butter bukkake. It's bad. You fill up you take a big scoop to fill up the tablespoon. You skim off the top because you don't need that much. Maybe give yourself a little bit extra again if you really like peanut butter. You put that shit in your mouth. Just all of it. Put it all on your tongue. Upside down the spoon, and just rest it all on your tongue like so many coked out blondes in porns are used to doing. Put all of it on your tongue and then just try to swallow it. Or work it around your mouth and then try to swallow it all. Instant cure. Instant cure for the hiccups. I don't know why, but it's an instant fucking cure. Just that motion of trying, because we all know what it's like eating peanut butter, even you chunky motherfuckers. When you get that peanut butter in your mouth, a little bit more. You all know what that motion cures hiccups, at least for me. I don't know if it's special. I don't know if this is common knowledge once again. But that is my surefire way of curing the hiccups by way of my girlfriend, Katie. Thank you, sweetheart. Is tablespoon or teaspoon. Just go tablespoon. Man up. It's fucking creamy peanut butter. Can't go wrong. If you don't like creamy peanut butter, unless you have a debilitating peanut allergy, I forgot about those people. Those people, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe try it with Nutella. Or no, that's got nut in it too, so that's got to have nuts to a certain... jelly, maybe? Shit. I forgot about the people with the debilitating peanut allergies. Look, you know what? If you're that kind of person that you can be completely derailed, almost killed by a nut, not by eating a nut that gets lodged in your esophagus or lodged in your throat and you can't breathe, but just your body freaks the fuck out whenever a peanut is around you, you know... Maybe your life is probably so awful that you can deal with the hiccups. You don't need a cure. You're already dealing with, holy shit, there better not be a peanut product within a mile radius of wherever I am. You already have. You've cleared out airplanes. You've cleared out school cafeterias so you can deal with the fucking hiccups. You get enough special treatment. Find your own damn hiccup cure-all. For us regular folk, I'm just kidding. You can't control your allergies. I'm allergic to penicillin. I'm the one unlucky motherfucker in like 500. The wonder drug of the last 100 years, 150 years, doesn't work on me. My body's like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? I can barely tolerate amoxicillin. Anyway, for us normal folk, get yourself some peanut butter. That'll cure your, hopefully cure your hiccups right up. And again, creamy. Gotta go creamy or get the fuck out. So anyway, back to a tenuous existence on YouTube. I feel bad for Gold Glove. I feel bad for anybody that's had to deal with this spam 404 whoever guy. It's one of those things that YouTube may technically be right. But it goes back to what I said to Chiz the other day. In episode 31, I talked about this in the Minecraft thing. Can't people just make gobs of money together without getting in each other's way, without going at each other's throats, figuratively or literally? Why can't that happen? Why can't people just... Gold Glove making so much money. So much money. And good for him, man. Fucking A right, good for him. PewDiePie. All these people in the gaming space. Gassy Mexican, killing it. Chilled Chaos, killing it. All these people that are fucking scene-anners, killing it. Nothing at all wrong with that, making gobs of money. And making, by the way, gobs of money for YouTube because probably 40 to 60% of their monetized views are on mobile platforms, the profits of which go directly to YouTube and nobody else because fuck you or YouTube. So YouTube, scene-anners, all these people, all these guys in the gaming space, Goldie, all these people making good money. I don't mean to say gobs of money because making a lot of money, okay? Enough to live a probably comfortable, relatively comfortable existence at the very least. And YouTube's making at least just as much off of them. And YouTube just relying because of their over-reliance, because efficiency will rule the day. We need algorithms instead of humans. Algorithms will cure all of this. Your subcontractors are getting fucked. Gold Glove is making so much money for you, but you just turn around and you fuck them. You just fuck them. Because why? Because why? Because your algorithm says so, that's why. Because your bullshit terms of service say so. Has anybody actually read the terms of service on anything? Anything? Anything. Do you realize all the rights you supposedly give up when you sign one of these fucking things? You're obligated to do everything. They're obligated to do nothing if they feel like it. But, you know, why can't there be at some point a human being, and this is a larger problem with Google, and a larger problem which speaks to my whole rant about efficiency and how an undying allegiance to efficiency just can't be good for humans. Maybe good for math equations, maybe good for business models, but we're humans, all of us. The people that create the market are humans. The people that create, operate, and live within the market are humans, not computers, not anything. So an undying allegiance, an undying fervor for efficiency, algorithms over humans, because humans need we got to do all this stuff, but algorithms, we pay a software engineer or a team of software engineers and they fucking do it, and yeah, it's a bigger upfront cost, but then we have it and we can do and it works about the same, except on some of the marginal aspects. But the marginal aspects are things like Gold Glove TV and all these kinds of channels that are now being just stricken from the record because the algorithm says, oh, well, you've been in violation, so fuck you. And there's no chance for leniency, no chance for equity in terms of, look, you know, we know that you're technically in violation of this bullet point on this terms of service. We know, but I'm a human being and I can realize your Gold Glove, you've got at least 700,000 subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers individually on 3 separate channels and a huge following on Twitter and Twitch. You're one of the hot names in this business. You're one of the hot names that are bringing in gobs of money for us, and you're making a good living yourself. We're good. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. But because there isn't that level, because there isn't a level where a human fucking being actually has, one, the responsibility of researching and looking at all these supposed offenses. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, there are humans. Hold on now. That's number one. Number two, and the authority to be equitable. And the authority to say, look, I understand I'm technically supposed to do this, but in my capacity as an officiator for Google's YouTube, I know that you, Gold Glove, a quote partner, where we got a special thing going on here. You're not some guy that was, you know, banned once for posting videos of him banging his girlfriend and is now trying to do the same thing and we ban him again. We know you're not that. We know you're not doing anything abusive. We know you're not doing anything illicit. We know that. We're good. There isn't that. There aren't those two things need to be met. There may be somebody who reviews and says, oh shit, Gold Glove this guy was banned, 4 years ago. Okay, well, goodbye. Wait, hold on a fucking goddamn second here. Hold on. Do you realize what you're doing? And this is not just Gold Glove, all over the place. This is how YouTube operates, and it's fuck you if you don't like it. Due process? Pfft, fuck that. Fuck it. Fuck that and fuck you. We're Google. We're YouTube, baby. What are you going to do? People get mad enough, we'll just announce fiber in a new city and people go crazy. We don't care. We don't care about bad PR. There's no such thing as bad PR for Google. We can do whatever we want because fuck you. And we'll deny you due process. We will place your entire business's existence on an algorithm. On the yes or no of an algorithm, on the binary output of an algorithm. That's what you get. That's the best you can hope for. Now, some people say, well, that's a shitty business model. Blah, 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 blah. You're making a living. That's a stupid way to live your life. And I just asked this. I just asked this because I have a feeling that anybody that says this just is really just, they have a hard time accepting new things as, despite being a little bit different, pretty much same as the old. You know, oh, you have a business that exists at the leisure of YouTube. That's silly. That's silly. That's silly. And I say, okay, you drive to work. You got a job, right? A real job, right? Real job that you're not relying on Google or on things. Your business is not born on the back of things that you yourself did not create, right? Right. Yeah, it's a real job. Okay. You drive to work every day. How you get there? How do you get to work? Oh, you go on roads, huh? Did you pave those roads? Did you get the rights of way? Eminent domain? Did you get the rights of way? Did you do all the planning, all the grading, pour the roads, all the infrastructure that's running underneath all that shit? Did you do that? Did you do all the research on how to properly pave a road? To withstand all these things, all these different, oh no, oh you did, oh okay, all right. How do you get to work? Well, like, what's your mode of transportation on these roads? Oh, a car. Oh, okay. What do you do again? You delivery. You drive a truck, whatever it is you do. You know, you transport things around in your work. You're fucking just driving to work. Did you build that car? What allows you to drive on the road? What allows you to drive on the road? A license. License to operate a motor vehicle. License? Who licenses you? Oh, the sovereign state in which you reside, huh? Oh, that's a privilege, right? Is that a correct me if I'm wrong, is that a privilege or a right? So your ability to get to work pretty much rests on the binary output of the Secretary of State or wherever it is the fuck you are. What powers that vehicle? Oh, petrochemicals, huh? Did you pump that? Did you find that? Did you refine it? Did you get it out of there? And now this is lower order stuff, right? Or these are many orders removed from actual practical business applications. All right, you're a software engineer. Did you write that architecture? Did you write that operating system that you operate on? You're an IT guy. Or fuck it, you're a mechanic. Real fucking yeah. I actually do things. How could you do such a thing? I do those things. I'm in the car. I'm working. I'm doing all this stuff. Okay. All right. What do you use to do your job? Well, I use tools. Oh, tools, huh? What tools? What tubes? What tools? What tools do you use? Craftsman? Are you the Craftsman family? Did you do all this stuff? Every business, that's our society. Cottage industry has a negative connotation, but it's bullshit. Every business is a cottage industry. Everything is born, at least in part, by the good graces of some other thing that came before you, some other thing that resides above you, whether it be the sovereign government or the business that gives you the steel that you can fabricate into things. The people that pump out the petrochemicals that turn it into plastic so that you can form it into rear bumpers for your shitty Ford cars, your little shit boxes. Everybody's business is at the leisure of some other business or some other entity. That's how we operate. That's why it's such a cool thing. We're all interconnected. Just because it's on the internet, just because it's on YouTube, doesn't make it a shitty business model. Just because we are doing the exact same thing here to make a living on the internet, YouTube, can go away at any time. All right. Do you watch Netflix? Amazon Instant Video? Hulu? Do you watch any of those? Oh, okay. That's what I thought. All right, let's do a little news. Little late in this show to be doing a little news, but we got some stuff to talk about. The revolution has begun. So say some fucking assholes who shot up a Walmart in Vegas. The police, the New York Times, talking about how war gear flows to police departments, the militarization of America's police forces, and get to a story I wanted to talk about last week. A first grader suspended and facing expulsion after finding a toy gun in backpack and turning it in himself. That's right, baby. Yeah. God bless America. All right, let's do the news. It's Lefty. We're with Lefty. Let's get to this right now. The first grader suspended and facing expulsion after finding a toy gun in backpack and even turning it in himself. This is by Charlene Sakota. A Pennsylvania 7-year-old was suspended and faces possible expulsion after accidentally bringing a toy gun to school despite turning himself in. New Kensington first grader Darren Samak realized on Wednesday of last week that he had something in his backpack that was not allowed at Martin Elementary School. It was a toy gun that was in the outside pocket of the bag. Darren was unaware of the toy because, as his mom, Jennifer Mathabell, told WTAE Action News 4, Action News, she packed her son's bag, which was a backup, because he left his normal school bag in a friend's car the night before, and she missed the toy gun. You know what? Props to this lady having a backup for your forgetful kid. Good for you. This isn't, oh, woe is me. There's nothing. She said, look, my kid's forgetful. It's a child. He's a 7-year-old child. He's going to forget something. I am going to have a secondary backpack ready to go so that his life is not completely unhinged, because when you're a first grader and you lose your homework, that's your life. So his life does not become completely unhinged because he forgets his backpack somewhere. So props to this mom. Good for you. That's actual fucking parenting. Good. I like to see that. She missed the toy gun. Darren said, I just found it. The child knew the right thing to do and took the toy to his teacher, telling her, quote, I'm not supposed to have this, end quote. As reported by the Valley News Dispatch, the teacher followed the school's protocol and notified the principal, who then suspended Darren pending an informal hearing. The hearing has since been scheduled for Friday at 11 a.m. with the superintendent. Mathabell says that the administration had her pick up her son early on Wednesday and told her not to bring him to school the next day. However, she disagreed and sent Darren back to Martin Elementary on Thursday. Quote, I got a phone call from the principal at about 9 a.m., she said. Oh, and she said, Darren is not to be in school, said Mathabell. I said, well, I'm sending him to school because he is entitled to be in school and be educated. That day, the boy was placed in the office and given in-school suspension. Darren's father, Chris Samek, disagrees with the suspension and told the paper, what was he supposed to do? Just hide it and keep it in his bag so he doesn't get in trouble? And it goes on to quote the Martin Elementary School rule book of zero tolerance. And here it is. The Valley News Dispatch examined the school's policies and found that students are prohibited from bringing weapons and replicas of weapons onto school property. It states that if a student is found in violation, quote, the school district shall expel for a period of not less than 1 year any student who violates the weapons policy. Such expulsion shall be given in conformance with formal due process proceedings required by law. The superintendent may recommend modifications of such expulsion requirement on a case-by-case basis, end quote. So here's the deal, right? You know, what is the law intended to do, and what does the rule? What is the rule intended to do versus what does it practically do? Now, again, let's go to that. The Valley News Dispatch examined the school's policies and found that students are prohibited from bringing weapons and replicas of weapons onto school property. Now, I'm assuming by weapon she means gun or knife or anything like that. Anything that can actually be used as a weapon and has a primary intention to be used as a weapon is not allowed. So a gun, pretty obvious. However, they could have just said no guns allowed. Isn't that clear enough? Doesn't that protect you? Because if some asshole wants to run in and shoot up the school, they're going to do it. It doesn't matter that guns are not allowed there. But if you want to tell the students, look, don't bring daddy's gun or mommy or daddy's gun to school. Guns are not allowed. Isn't that simple enough? Couldn't you just say, hey, don't bring guns to school? Well, I brought this toy gun. Okay. What? Replicas of guns. This is indicative of a society that is so quick to piss its pants. We are a piss our pants society. We piss our pants. We have been so leveraged by fear, and fear leveraging will come up again in this show, I guarantee it, both in this episode and in subsequent shows. We have been so put into a little closet of fear. We have been, as a populace, the average person is afraid of everything. Because rules like guns and replicas of guns are not allowed and shall, not may, and there's a difference there, shall be met with a 1 year, no less than 1 year expulsion, didn't just come from the sky. That's not just some crazy rule. Zero tolerance for shit like this started right around 9/11. Probably Columbine, more like. Columbine, it started. 9/11, fucking everywhere. Zero tolerance. Doesn't matter that it was a toy gun. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. We're just going to expel and then pick up the pieces later. That's our response. Our response is to piss our pants. It's like, get the fuck out of this school! And then figure out what's going on. That's our society. That's how fearful we have become. Not to mention that when there is such strict application of the rules, a la YouTube, such cold, heartless, unyielding adherence to the rules, again, just like we talked about earlier, or I talked about earlier with Google and YouTube, it creates for situations, or it allows for situations in which a 7-year-old who doesn't know fuck all about society and about why guns are not allowed, why toy guns or replica guns or whatever the fuck are not allowed, he doesn't understand that or know it, and no 7-year-old does. So what he understands, though, he has probably some rudimentary understanding of authority and doing things that are wrong and against the rules. Why those rules exist, it's immaterial and irrelevant. So you're teaching, it allows for a situation where the 7-year-old tries to do the right thing. Because again, this kid isn't trying to be like, well, fuck the rules. That's a bullshit rule anyway. I'm not going to apply. This kid said, look, I know this is against the rules. It was an accident. I'm going to go try to make this right rather than be in continual violation of the rules and hoping I don't get caught. This kid tried to do the right thing. That is the rightest thing that could have been done given how this situation started, given the starting point of this whole system. That's the best thing, the best thing the child could have done. Right? He could have, first of all, he could have tried to turn it into his teacher. So like, look, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Oops. He could have done that. Or he could have hid it in his backpack and hoped nobody saw and hoped he didn't get in trouble. Or he could have just took out the toy gun, started wheeling it around saying bang, 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 Columbine, 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 Little Rock, fucking Sandy Hook. He could have started, those were the three options. And he chose the best one. And your response, his reward, is immediate suspension and possible expulsion. And his parents have to go to a hearing with the superintendent of the fucking school district to flesh all this out. That's his reward for trying to do the right thing. That's why piss your pants and execute the rules without any leniency. That's why zero tolerance, sentencing guidelines, sentencing mandates, or Google's, like I talked about, just fuck you, whatever the algorithm says is what we're going with until you can give us a good reason otherwise. This is bad. Strictly adhering to the rules is efficient. It's efficient. But then you get shit like this. That's why I say efficiency, like all things, needs to be taken in some moderation. Strictly going for efficiency efficiency and nothing else. Fuck you if you want efficiency, if you want bureaucracy, fuck you if you want that. No, efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. That's bad for humans. That's bad for the social animal because we don't exist in zeros and ones. I mean, you want to argue the Planck length and binary, blah, blah, blah. But we're an analog being, and efficiency is a digital application. Efficiency would work well if we were digital beings. We're not. We're analog. So zero tolerance. Sentencing guidelines, mandates, whatever the algorithm says is what we're doing. Not the best. That's why I argue free market, free market, free market, free market, free market. All right? If we are computers, yeah. We're not. We're humans. And, we act outside of what we strictly should do because the basis of, everybody doing what's best for them yields the best result. That's a bullshit bastardization of Nash equilibriums, which I don't even fucking understand because the guy was a fucking genius. But that's what the movie said. That's what I'm going with. But the thing is, we cannot agree objectively, nor will we strictly adhere to what we objectively agree to be, quote, best for ourselves. What I think is best for myself may not be what you think is best for myself or for yourself. And even if we're trying to do the same thing, we are going to act differently because we're fucking humans. We are not computers. We are not digital. We're analog. Let's talk about this. This is funny. This is from Indie Star. That just went away. Oh dear. Stuff's gonna start playing. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. No, fuck you and your scoliosis, stupid bullshit, fucking refreshing. God fucking damn it. In a pole barn, this is from IndieStar.com. In a pole barn in Franklin, sharing space with a motorcycle and a boat set in an imposing military vehicle designed for battlefields in Iraq or Afghanistan, not the streets of Johnson County. It's an MRAP, a bulletproof 55,000-pound, six-wheeled behemoth with heavy armor, a gunner's turret, and the word sheriff emblazoned on its flank. A vehicle whose acronym stands for mine-resistant, ambush-protected. We don't have a lot of mines in Johnson County, confessed Sheriff Doug Cox, asshole, who acquired the vehicle. My job is to make sure my employees go home safe. No, that's not your fucking job, Doug Cox, asshole cocksucker. That's not your fucking job. It's not your job to get fucking military hardware for your dickless cocksucking police, sheriff's deputies, so that they can go home safe. That's not your fucking job. Your job is to enforce the law. My job is to make sure employees go home safe. It's another bullshit appeal to emotion. This is justifiable because I know my police officers, they have family and friends and stuff, and they can't die. That's a bullshit appeal to emotion. That's not your fucking job. Your job is to enforce the law and to get your sheriff's deputies to do the same. Anyway, Johnson County is one of 8 Indiana law enforcement agencies to acquire MRAPs from military surplus since 2010, according to public records obtained by the Indianapolis Star. The vehicles are among a broad array of 4,400 items, everything from coats to computers to high-powered rifles, acquired by police and sheriff's departments across the state. Law enforcement officials, especially those from agencies with small budgets, say they're turning to military surplus equipment to take advantage of bargains and protect police officers. The MRAP has an added benefit, said Pulaski County Sheriff Michael Gayer. I'm not going to touch that one any more than I already have, whose department also acquired one. Quote, "It's a lot more intimidating than a Dodge." Quote, your job is not to be fucking intimidating. This is not acceptable. Run in conjunction with the story, a long-form piece from the New York Times entitled "War Gear Flows to Police Departments" with a map that shows how many states in the Union have obtained MRAPs. New Mexico has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to say 48. 48 MRAPs. All told, police agencies across the country have obtained 432 MRAPs, 435 other armored vehicles, including cars and trucks, 44,900 night vision pieces, including sights, binoculars, goggles, lights, and accessories, 533 aircraft, including planes and helicopters, 93,763 machine guns, 5.56 and 7.62 millimeter rifles, and 108,718 magazines. No ammunition, though. They got to foot the bill for that. The war in Afghanistan, the war in Iraq, the extended combat operations in Afghanistan and the extended combat operations in Iraq are coming home to America. They're coming home to America. I want to find this money quote from even in Pulaski County, this is from the Indy Star piece, even in Pulaski County, population 13,124, a more military approach to law enforcement is needed these days, Gayer suggested. Quote, the United States of America has become a war zone, he said. There's violence in the workplace, there's violence in schools, and there's violence in the streets. You are seeing police departments going to a semi-military format because of the threats we have to counteract. If driving a military vehicle is going to protect officers, then that's what I'm going to do, end quote. That's the kind of bullshit, bootstrapped logic that has turned America into a police state. Has turned America into every police force is now militarized. They train in military tactics, they have military hardware, and they use it. And they're not afraid and they're not shy about using it. There's a reason why the police are, technically speaking, separate from the military. There's a reason for that. But fear, the threat of violence, has been leveraged to blur that line. To blur the line into no-knock warrants being served. They just kick in your door, throw flashbangs, and come in with fully loaded AR-15s. And all the gizmos and gadgets. And now they've got 55-ton or 55,000-pound tanks, 26 tons, 27.5-ton six-wheeled armored vehicles, 432 of them used by domestic police forces across the country, on top of all the assault rifles, 5.56, 7.62. Now, this all started, a lot of you might think that this started as a result of 2011. Not true. This started in the 90s. We've all seen the helicopter footage of that daring bank heist and attempted getaway by two guys in heavily armored with carrying machine guns. And you saw, the one guy was killed attempting to steal a car, and the other guy just blew his brains out with, I think, a Desert Eagle. And the LAPD at the time didn't have or wasn't available the power to deal with that. They didn't have the ability to show up and kick those guys because they were wearing some form of body armor. I don't know what specifically. But these guys were walking down the street. It was fucking the movie Heat. The movie Heat was played out in the streets of LA before the movie Heat. And the LAPD used that as an excuse, and police forces across the country started using that as an excuse to now every patrol car has an AR-15 in the trunk. Now we need SWAT teams. Now we need body armor, armored vehicles, all these things. Now we need all these things because, well, fear. Never mind the fact that it wasn't the fucking Wild West before. Right? I mean, if we agree that you needed these things in the early 90s, whenever this whole bank heist thing went down, well, that would imply that even before that, it was the Wild fucking West. And police officers were lucky to not go out and get shot and killed by guys toting military vehicles, military weaponry, etc. Was that the case? No, it wasn't the case. This was an aberrant data point. Was this bank robbery? An aberrant data point was Columbine, Sandy Hook, the Oklahoma City bombing, the Unabomber. all aberrations of society. This is not the Wild fucking West. Some asshole cocksucking cop does not need a fully loaded AR-15 because somebody may be stockpiling 7.62 and is trying to go to town, maybe stockpiling, maybe building a compound. Ooh, a compound. No. That's what we have the fucking military for. And you know what? Yes, more people may die. And more people may get away with crimes, but that's why we have the hierarchy we do. The police are not supposed to have all the things they have as of right now. Not supposed to have it. They're supposed to be the low-level guys that investigate crimes and just generally keep the peace. They're not supposed to be rolling down the street like it's fucking Fallujah. That's what National Reserves are for. That's what Army Reserves, that's what martial law is for. You don't declare martial law. Just like we don't declare war, we just engage in extended combat operations. If you want to roll down Main Street America like it's Fallujah, declare martial law. Don't leverage fear and don't allow fear to be leveraged against you. So, maybe you might die. Maybe the terrorists might. No. Because in order to do that, they need to blur the lines on what you're able to do. That's what allows them to just kick in your door and not, police, we have a warrant. God, I really need to get a shock mount because the springs in this thing freak out when I hit the table. But again, little by little, fearmonger by fearmonger, all of those things have gone away. The idea of, in Illinois, here's how far it's gone. Talking about separation of powers. Now, the police being separate from the military is not a strict idea of separation of powers. However, the principle does apply. You can see it in practice, like, if police were supposed to have the latest and greatest military hardware, if they really needed it, wouldn't that be true throughout history? Wouldn't that be the case? Yeah, it might not have been AR-15s, Thompson machine guns. Whatever. Hasn't been the case. But the idea of separating those two tactics, general policing and keeping the peace, as opposed to military. The military has police. Do they call them police? No, they call them military police. Wonder why that is. It may just be just a weird moniker thing. But in the state of Illinois, fear, i.e. drugs and drug crime, was leveraged to the point where the police no longer need to go to a judge to get a warrant to search somebody. If they are a suspected drug criminal, the prosecution, the state prosecutor's office can issue a warrant to police. Yes. Yeah. That's how far it's gone. That's how far fear has been used to blur the lines and fuck it, break down walls, break the walls down, break down barriers. Previously, hey, I've got the right to this, man. Fuck you, right? No. Now we're just going to do it. Police cameras everywhere. Intersection cameras. You are now getting tickets at your home because what do the intersection cameras take a picture of? Do they take a picture of your face when you're driving a car? No. They take a picture of a car engaging in a traffic violation, allegedly, and the license plate on it. And they just send the ticket to the license plate holder, wherever it's registered. This must be you. Defend yourself. What the fuck? What? We saw this car with this license plate committing a traffic offense. We think it's you. Bam. Here's your ticket. Defend yourself. Good luck. Good luck. Fear. We are a society that we cannot wait to piss our pants and just start legislating away rights. Legislating away and adhering to the rules. Fuck it. What, rape? Oh, fucking automatic 25 years, life in prison. Well, the chick was 14 years old and, you know, she's really, if you speak to her, she knows what's going on. She's a really smart person. I think she can consent. Nope, not gonna fucking hear it. Not gonna hear it. Oh, and by the way, the statutory rapist, a female, statutorily raped a 16-year-old boy, fled to Canada, claimed asylum, and was granted asylum in Canada. Will not be extradited to answer for her crimes. Rape in America. Is that on the front page of Reddit, all up in arms? People saying, oh my God, this fucking bitch rapist should go to prison for that. No, it's not happening. That's not happening at all. Oh man, that's just, oh, you crazy Reddit. Oh, just crazy bunch of liberal fuckwads. But we can't wait to piss our pants, cry a foul, and start putting people in jail, and then fuck it, we'll put them in jail, and we'll figure out the rest later. And that's our society. Whether it be Google and YouTube, whether it be in schools where you bring a toy gun, whether it be your police officers, your local police officers rolling down your main street in your hometown like they're in Iraq, like they're expecting RPG fire around the next corner. And it's all been done, all of it has been done in the name of efficiency and fear. Equal doses of both in some cases. Closing statement. There's one thing I want you to take away from this show. So we're analog and we're not digital. All right, let's bring it home. Woo, another great Lefty show. Thank you all for joining and watching and liking and favoriting on YouTube. Helping the channel grows helps the show grow. I greatly appreciate it, and thank all of you for doing that. Thank you to everybody that's going to go to leftyshow.podbean.com right now and subscribe to that RSS feed. I will let you know if you want to follow me on Twitter at Lefty643, twitter.com/Lefty643. I will let you know when we are officially up, hopefully up on the iTunes store. And every download and rating on the iTunes store on all those apps, greatly appreciated. Go check them out there. Again, that's leftyshow.podbean.com. Soon, hopefully very soon, coming to the iTunes store so you can take the Lefty Show with you wherever you go. Thank you to everybody that's been donating. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions. You want to help out the show? That's how you do it. Link in the description. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions. That's my time. I got to get out of here. Catch you guys next time. I'm out. Bye.
He's got AIDS.